Oren Younger is the managing partner at Notable Capital, joining us here for a conversation all about the second annual Rising in Cyber list. Very excited for our chat. Thanks a lot for being here.
Thanks for having me, JD.
So let's give a bit of an introduction for this list for anyone watching who might be a bit unfamiliar. What is the Rising in Cyber list all about?
So Rising in Cyber is a list that features the most innovative companies in the cybersecurity landscape today. And what is special about Rising in Cyber, it's not based on some media hype or venture capitalists that are deploying money into companies, speaking humbly as a venture capitalist. This is about a list that we curated from voting from a list of 150 chief security officers and security leaders that really voted on what are the problems that they're facing. These are the problems that are these are the people that are on the front lines that are facing the real challenges in deciding which products to deploy, which ones are coming up and showing up to really dictate what the future looks like. So we feel like this is the list that really manifests a real good mirror of what the market looks like and what the market needs.
Yeah, Oren, there's no doubt this sounds like a difficult list to try and curate and go through with so many incredible names out there in the broader cybersecurity space. Talk to me about any of the shared themes or similarities between the companies that are lucky enough to make the list.
Absolutely. So first, we're so lucky to have great partners such as the New York Stock Exchange and Hitch Partners and HSBC, as well as Morgan Stanley. And they really helped us curate the thoughts from those CISOs and some of the themes that emerged from the list. You can see companies that are early stage, growth stage companies are coming in and are shaping to what looks like really what is on the cusp of what is happening. And so, some of the things that we're seeing is that the move from reactive security to proactive one, application security, as well as how CISOs are redefining how the operations of the SOC, as well as identity and access management, how identities are being controlled and managed. There's a lot of agentic AI that is pushing all those themes and are changing how CISOs are responding to threats, as well as how they're responding to new types of threats that are coming their way.
How do you see some of the industry's best and most forward-thinking CISOs handling that transition from reactive security to, like you said, taking much more of a forward-thinking, forward-leaning, proactive approach?
So I think it's incredible. When you look at security, it's really about how do you protect different technologies and paradigm shifts that are happening. In the past, we had desktops and internet and server rooms, and then we moved to a mobile and then cloud and then Web3, and now you're seeing AI. It's really how you're adopting the technology in your favor, and you're able to deploy it in a way that is helping the organization. So moving from reactive to proactive is really harnessing AI to look at crunching the data, normalizing it, using it for testing, and really being proactive of what is coming, answering to security questionnaires and building trust. So you're seeing CISOs that are really deploying their resources not on the day-to-day or the mundane efforts of using and operating on security, but really being strategic and being able to discern what will you do if something is to happen. And the best CISOs in the world, in my opinion, are using AI faster than the risks that are coming their way.
Oren, what does the activity in the general mergers and acquisition space look like right now in the cybersecurity realm?
Yeah, so cybersecurity as a market has evolved dramatically. If you look at 10 years ago, the biggest public security company was roughly at $20 billion, and the whole industry was roughly at $100 billion. Today, we're looking at the industry that is close to $650 billion. It is growing faster than the S&P 500. And this is really driven by innovation. You see companies like Palo Alto Networks and CrowdStrike that are really willing to pay a premium for companies in what in the past looked extreme. But now you can see how this is helping those companies grow. If you look at Palo Alto Networks, for example, that business was $12 billion a decade ago, and now it's crossing $130 billion. And this is driven by a lot of really strategic acquisitions and smart teams that they're bringing into their tool set and platforms to build incredible businesses. And we're seeing this only growing and growing. So if in the past you see a lot of acquisitions in the $50 to $100 million ranges, now we're seeing a lot of acquisitions over $200 million. I think we had 30 of those in last year alone. And this year, you're seeing those acquisitions that are going bigger and bigger, like Wiz getting acquired by Google for $32 billion, or Splunk that got picked up by Cisco for $28 billion. So you see this emergence of M&A that is really driving this business forward by the need for innovation that is coming from the CISOs, from the trenches, and the large organizations, strategics that are coming in and want to deploy bigger platforms to serve their customers.
Oren, how would you diagnose where artificial intelligence is right now as being so crucial to the broader cybersecurity landscape, with a focus specifically on something you mentioned a few moments ago, agentic AI, tech that doesn't just act on its own, but really it takes the thinking it's doing and takes it one step further. It's a new iteration of the technology.
It is, and I think AI is incredible, and it's really a big paradigm shift in everything we know and what we do, and it's touching so many different businesses. Cybersecurity specifically is one that is being driven so much by AI. There's the element of how do you protect against AI threats, and there's the other elements of it. How do you are harnessing AI to really becoming more effective? So on the latter part, we're seeing CISOs that are on security teams, they're using AI to crunch information, to respond faster to threats, to coming up and being a lot more proactive with their approaches. On the other side of it, you can see new threats that are emerging. You touched on agentic AI. What if an AI agent decides to take permissions that have not been controlled and decide to go rogue with it because the decisions are not deterministic? Or you see new denial of service attack with AI agents that are leveraging browsers to go on Ticketmaster, for example, and booking all the tickets and not letting go after 15 minutes. You completely, you're seeing websites that are trying to serve humans and are unable to do so with kind of a new paradigm. But as I mentioned before, we're seeing the best CISOs that are leveraging AI in a protective way a lot faster, that we're seeing attacks coming their way from the threats that are coming from this landscape.
Oren, I'm really grateful that you're able to sit down with us here at the New York Stock Exchange, and congratulations on a second annual edition of the Rising in Cyber List. It's great to have you here at the NYSE.
Davey, thanks so much for having me. This is great.